Hi friends! We just got back from GCX 2026, which, if you don't know what that means, GCX is Gamers Community Expo, and it happens normally once a year around July, normally at Universal Orlando. And this year, you guessed it, the theme was Fallout and Destiny, as they've both been quite huge this year with Fallout's announcements of signing some of its games to be produced by Obsidian here soon. They started working on a bunch of that stuff, the next season of the Fallout TV show. And then we also have, unfortunately, the ending announcements for Destiny 2. And if you know me and you know where I came from, I'm a huge fan of both franchises, especially Destiny, especially Fallout. The games for both of them are huge to me. Heck, one of my walls is Fallout in my house. Anywho, it was also my first experience at GCX ever. Now, I only did go for one day. I took my dad, and we both had Saturday passes. Now, Saturday was a little bit more Destiny oriented, whereas Friday was a little more Fallout oriented as far as the extra events that were happening throughout the day. Now, a little bit of what I got into. Of course, we didn't get there at the smack start of the day, so I did miss out on some of the starter events and showcases that were happening as soon as the day started. However, I got to go to the stuff that was really important to me, and that's kind of how we timed it out. Again, I live in Florida State, so it was a drive for me, and we didn't stay overnight. I literally just got home, which was pretty neat that I didn't need to stay overnight anywhere. That saves you a little bit of money. But, of course, I could only go for the one day because I have a job. It is what it is. Anywho, we got there a little bit around the 12 o'clock hour, which a lot of signings and meet and greets had just started. Now, I did not uh, wait in any of the meet and greet lines. They were long. They were they were very long, and I'm kind of fortunate that I didn't wait in any of the meet and greet lines because uh, a lot of them didn't get, like, not everybody in the line got to do a meet and greet. And I can totally understand that with the time constraints and the fact that a lot of the VAs had to get to their panels. So I was here and there. It was really exciting to see them and be in the same room as them, but I also didn't bring anything for them to sign. So yeah. But I was fortunate enough to meet our lovely Leary from the Fallout TV show. If you don't know him, he plays a Vault Dweller in the show. Um, and I was able to actually have a little bit of a conversation with him with no line behind me, so it felt really nice. And I got some life advice from him, and I was very, very excited for that experience. Now, furthermore, I spent a lot of time in the artist alley because I'm an artist as well, and I love trinkets. I love trinkets. There was a ton going on in here. There was also this really, really cool Fallout experience by the team, the Fallout experience. And goodness gracious, it was so fun to participate and be able to experience it. You just had to make a donation. Now, if you made a certain amount of a donation, you were able to actually participate in some New Vegas style gambling at the end of the tour. And your tour was led by a cosplayer that was doing their best to be in a character. It was really entertaining. I fortunately got Super Saiyan Grognak as my tour guide. Oh, it was such a joy. It was such a joy. And they pulled off some really cool stuff, and I had such a great experience with it, and I would do it again. That was lovely. Now, and one of my other favorite things of Artist Alley, because it was pretty much just Destiny and Fallout, is everyone was handing out like their own custom caps. Everyone had custom caps for. Can we look at that? Everybody had custom caps for all of their stuff. It was so cutie, and it was so fun. It was so fun for the Fallout world. Now, that's Artist Alley. I got to meet an actor that really inspires me. I got to hang out with a bunch of Fallout fans. It felt like I was in my own element. Moving forward, for the rest of the day, what we mainly did was go to the what are they called? We went to the events. We went to the two last events of the day. Now one was a showcase. Was a showcase for Emberville, which is a new game that's coming. For the lineup for VAs for Emberville is insane. It's insane. Pretty much all of the VAs that were announced to be there that weren't from Destiny were for Emberville. And it is going to be a really cool game. And one way that they explain it was that it's going to be kind of a mix between extra combat and more of like a dark-esque Stardew Valley. They use these words. I'm just like, I'm not a huge fan of Stardew Valley, but that's okay. That game looked really interesting, and while they were doing a panel, they actually had somebody playing the game live in the background for a demo, which that was really exciting. And of course, Matt Mercer and Alex Jordan on the stage was really exciting too. We got some tidbits to see from other VAs that are also a part of it. It was a joy. It was so cool. I'm very excited for that game and the lineup of VAs that are participating in that game, and a lot of the starting VAs that are participating in that game. I hope to one day be one of those VAs participating on a panel like that. That would be really cool. Speaking of game demos, one thing I did do for a very short time, just because it was busy at the time that I went in there, is I did go to. It was the gaming room. It was the gaming room, literally the gaming room, and that was also where they had the meet and greet for all the Emberville VAs in front of the big Emberville booth. But in there was a ton of demos for new games that were coming out. I did sit down and try one. I'm not huge on sitting down and putting a headset on that's been on 80 other people's heads. I mean, I know we're gamers, but like I also know we're clean, but like also really. Um Anywho, I sat down for this one game that caught my eye because of the summary sign for it. The summary sign was cardboard. They wrote on cardboard, and that caught my eye more than all of the printed flashy ones. I was like, there's cardboard. I'm gonna read the cardboard. And it is called, I got a really cool, they gave you a really cool card. It's called The Unhappening. It is called The Unhappening. It is kind of like a mix between Little Nightmares and Inside, and then like a little taste of some other stuff. If you like Nier Automata and like the end of the world robots kind of style game, it was really neat. I got my dad to take a video of me while I was game testing it, and wow. First off, the art style was awesome. I was really interested in what was going to happen next. Now, the demo was a lot longer, and I could have sat for a lot longer, but of course, everybody was also wanting to try that. So I sat for a good couple minutes, and I ran through the first section, and it was really interesting. It's definitely a game I'm gonna keep track of for when it comes out. I'm definitely gonna keep track of it, and I will post it on here so you guys can check that out too. That'll be really neat. And then finally coming to the close of the end of GCX for me today, and my first time at GCX, was the last panel, and it was the retrospect for Destiny 2. We had the VA for Ikora, the VA for Crow / Prince Uldren, and then we also had the VA for Lodi, or as he said multiple times during the panel, Lo-Fi. It was great. It was wonderful. There were a lot of tears shed from me and from them. We actually got them to cry first. I learned a lot of cool things that I did not know. Really neat. It was very neat. There was a ton of tears shed. They tried to do a big group photo. Unfortunately, I was not in it. I was just far enough out on the edge to not be in the photo. But that is okay. I know I was there. I have video proof that I was there. Yes, indeed. I also have a picture of me and there. So, not everybody can say that they have that. Yeah, I'd say all in all, GCX 2026 was pretty cool, especially for my first GCX, and for only having been there one day. I would do it again. I would spend the money again. Anywho, enjoy the pictures of the stuff that I got. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing little tidbits of my day. Thank you. That's it. That's it. Part of me. Have a good night. Goodbye. Stop staring at me. Okay, bye.